Yeah, that looks good.
All right, thanks. We'll see you guys in a little while.
Okay.
Brandon, let me know if there's any trouble with the stream. Starting it now, it's all good.
Yeah,
Okay.
looks good.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us today. We're going to be bringing Don out at about 5 after 7 and get things rolling. Just a reminder, as always, every Thursday show is free, so do not feel obligated to tip. But for those that want to support Don and the venue he's partnering with today, that information is on your screen and in the chat as well. Thank you for your patience. We'll see you soon. Hey everybody, thanks so much for joining us tonight. We're going to get started in just a couple more minutes. Give everybody a few more minutes to get settled in. Just a reminder, this is a free show. Do not feel obligated to tip, but as always, there are clickable links in the chat if you would like to help support Don and the venue he's partnering with today. Just a couple more minutes. Thanks for your patience. We'll get started soon.
Good evening. Hello, everyone. Are you able to hear me? Wave your hands up and down like that. Okay, good. So, happy to see you. Thanks for coming out on this very busy weekend. I know there's a lot to do. So thanks for spending some time with us here. I'm just going to spend a couple minutes letting you know how the night's going to lay out. So, I'm gonna do this little pre-show thing here to let you know. So let's see. What we like to do here in the Zoom part of this. Some people are watching on YouTube, but I'm speaking to the people that are here with me on Zoom. Is we like to have as many people unmuted as we can, so that I can hear people laughing, and hopefully I'll say something worth laughing about at. But so if you're in a quiet place with no fan on or no phone gonna ring, or it's a relatively quiet place, raise your hand up. And the way you do that in Zoom is you here, Brandon will give you a little tutorial. Down at the bottom of your screen, way on the bottom here, there's an icon that says participants. if you click on that, it opens up a screen that has a blue hand in it. And the blue hand, if you click on that, that means you're raising your hand. So if we can get as many people as we can to raise their hands up and let us know that they're in a relatively quiet space, that will be great. So we have a couple already. Anybody else think about doing that? Go ahead and do it. Or you could actually, yeah, if you want, you just raise your physical hand up. I can see you. You can raise like that. Hi, Dan and Faith. Hello, everybody. I'm looking at everybody now. Um, so there we go. There's a few. Jason from up in the Upper Peninsula and all of that. So you can see, we can already hear a fan going. That's good. All right. All right. So we're going to do that. Try to get as many people participating as possible. And you can go ahead and do it later on and all that. So the way the night's going to lay out is I'm going to introduce you to Louise Baker, who runs this extraordinary venue called the Isis Music Hall in Asheville, North Carolina, and she's going to talk to you about it, about the challenges that they have there and how they're proceeding forward in the future. She's going to introduce a local performer from North Carolina who's going to do a song, and then I'll come and do my bit for an hour, a little more than an hour maybe, and then we're going, if you want to stay, we're going to have an after party with some surprise guests in it. Let me introduce you to an extraordinary woman who has done a lot for this community for many years, not just at the theater, but also in supporting artists and developing artists. So if you're unmuted, you can applaud this way, and if you're not, you can applaud this way. Let's please have a nice applause for Louise Baker.
Thank you, Don. It's my pleasure to be here tonight and to welcome everyone. Yes, so I am the host and the producer of what we're calling the Mountain Spirit Acoustic Live Streaming Series, kind of a mouthful, at Isis Music Hall. The music hall closed down in March with the COVID virus, and as they're attempting to figure out how to reopen with social distancing and all, it's going to be quite a while. And the only thing we've been able to do over there so far is to host a few outdoor shows on the lawn when the weather is nice. So I thought, let's do some live streaming to support the artists that were coming through that we had to reschedule, and to support the community and the venue. So we started doing this under the Mountain Spirit name, which was something that I've been doing for years and years. It's sort of a project of mine, acoustic series I had many years ago at a local church here too. So it's been great. I've done 6 or 7 shows in June with a variety of different artists, and I was so excited when I got a call from David to say, why don't we do a show with Don White? I said, sure, let's just pick a date. So you are kicking off our series for July. And the way folks can find out about other shows that are coming up is to go to the Mountain Spirit Acoustic Series Facebook page. Please go there and like it and see who's coming up. You can also go to the Isis Music Hall website. The shows will be listed there, and people can even sign up for our email and get notifications about the shows that are coming up. So there's many ways to support the series. The biggest thing is invite friends, share. You may have some neighbors or folks you know from book club or whatever that have no idea what a live stream is. Believe me, a lot of people don't. And this is a safe way to support artists and hear some great music. And if people can, certainly donate to help the artists. And the venue is what we're doing, partnering tonight to make that happen. So we're going to start off tonight with a local songwriter, Mark Baumgartner. And Mark was just down at the venue the other day. We got together, and he is going to do a live stream for us next week on Wednesday night. He's also going to play out on our lawn patio on the 16th. Mark's been involved with Merle Fest, with the songwriting competition, and he has a brand new CD, which he gave me yesterday, Just Above the Waterline. So we're very pleased to have a local songwriter open up the show, and I hope you all enjoy the show, and please support all of the artists in the Mountain Spirit Acoustic Series. Thank you. All right, Mark.
Thank you, Louise. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate the opportunity to be here on the Mountain Spirit Acoustic Series. I'm going to do the title track of that CD that you just held up, Just Above the Waterline. Just above the waterline is where I stand today, trying to keep the hard times from getting in my way. But I'm doing better than many that I know. Still, I'm just above the waterline, trying to stay afloat. Times are tough, no end in sight. It's just enough to just get by. So do what you gotta do just to survive. When the rain starts pouring, you better keep your powder dry. Just above the waterline is where I stand today, trying to keep the hard times from getting in my way. But I'm doing better than many that I know. Still, I'm just above the waterline, trying to stay afloat. When the seas are up, you get tossed around. It'll turn you over, it'll drag you down. When life pulls you under and your blues you'll drown. Before you start sinking, you better head for higher ground. Just above the waterline is where I stand today, trying to keep the hard times from getting in my way. But I'm doing better than many that I know. Still, I'm just above the waterline, trying to stay afloat. Yes, I'm just above the waterline, trying to stay afloat. Well, thank you, everybody. Appreciate that. I do have the pleasure this evening of introducing your host. He's an award-winning singer-songwriter, a comedian, an author, and a storyteller. He's been entertaining folks all across this great land for the last 30 years, including right here in our own Asheville, North Carolina area at the ISIS Music Hall. He has a impressive body of work that includes 10 albums, 3 live DVDs, and a book, which I'm interested in, The Memoirs of a C Student. You must have been writing about me. Anyway, we are so glad to be a part of this Mountain Spirit acoustic series. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce Mr. Don White.
Woo! Mark, that was a great tune. Thank you so much for helping us get off to a great start here. And Mark will be hanging out with us later, doing a little song circle at the after party if you want to hang around. So here we go. Our kids are grown. They're both in their 20s. They live at home. They are never going to leave. Why should they go? They've got it good here, you know. Their food, their phone, their rent is free. They would have to be out of their minds to leave. But I was thinking, what if things were different? You know, living here at home with you and me. What if we decided we could act like they both did when they were in their teens? So wake up, mama, climb out of this window. I have got the key. Let's steal our daughter's car. We'll both get really drunk, or we'll put a big dent in her trunk, and we'll drive real fast down the thoroughfare. If we get a speeding ticket, hey, we won't care. We'll be the ones up all night acting wild. They'll be the ones up all night worrying. Wake up, mom, climb out of this window. Come on out, be 16 with me. Picture our kids calling all of our friends up and asking them if they know where we are. Of course, all our friends will lie. They say they ain't seen us all night, but we'll be standing right beside them while they're on the phone, smoking and drinking and carrying on when we come strolling home on Sunday morning around 10 o'clock while the neighbors walk to church. Our kids will ask us where we've been, and then they'll ask us again, and we will just make up a great big lie and swear that it's the truth until the day we die. And they'll be the ones trying to find the truth out. We'll be the ones who are lying through our teeth, and under pressure we'll confess that we had unprotected sex. That will gross them out so much they might just start to think about moving out. If turnabout is fair play in this life, then what better way to encourage them to leave than to give them both a dose of what it was like to live with them when they were in their teens. So wake up, mama, climb out of this window. I have got the key, let's steal our daughter's car. We will both get really drunk, or we'll put a big dent in her trunk, and no one will know where we are till we come home in a police car. We'll be the ones up all night acting wild. They'll be the ones up all night worrying. Wake up, mama, climb out of this window. Oh man, be careful. You're not as young as you used to be. It's 40 feet down there. I should have brought a ladder, probably. You know what? The kids are both drunk and passed out. Let's just go out the front door. Come on out and be 16 with me. And the crowd goes wild. The crowd is going wild. Thank you, everyone. Here we go. Jenny's grandma went to Woodstock in 1969. Since then, Jenny's grandma went to Woodstock in 1969. She keeps a ticket stub and a chunk of mud at her house in a little shrine. She was always the girl in the hippie dress twirling at the shows by the Grateful Dead. If you ask her about it, man, you better sit down. Grandma will talk the ears right off your head. If you get her talking about the Grateful Dead, Summer of Love or the Kool-Aid acid test. Jenny was always in the glory when she could hear the stories from her grandma's hippie friends about peace and love, taking care of one another, how great it all was back then. And at night she would dream of being on the bus with Kesey, seeing Jimmy in 69. But when she wasn't dreaming, she always had the feeling that somehow she'd been born in the wrong time. You know, you should have been 20 in 1969. All the gray-haired hippies say that all the time. But the cool grandchildren of the cool young women who danced in the Woodstock mud are living on the beach of Montezuma, Costa Rica, having all kind of fun singing. There's only 1 minute if you're not living in it, it's never coming back again. Love you, Grandma, but Bible Ram Dass never said, be there then. It's gonna take a big leap of faith if you really wanna find your tribe. Those were the first words Jenny heard in a song that she found online. And that summer she drove all the way to Minnesota to the Shangri-La Festival. And there they all were, all the people like her, who grew up believing that they were all alone. They said, hey girl, welcome home. 'cause the cool grandchildren of the cool young women who danced in the Woodstock mud are driving down the road to Minnesota, having all kind of fun, singing Jimmy and Jerry are dead and buried and they're never coming back again. Love your grandma, but Bob or Ram Dass never said, never said, never said be there then. Jenny's grandma went to Woodstock in 1969. Since then she believed there was never gonna be a better time, and that's alright. But if you don't take a big leap of faith, get out there and find your scene, it will pass you by while you are trying to find your grandma's long gone Woodstock memories. Her Woodstock memories. While the cool grandchildren of the cool young women who danced in the Woodstock mud are living on the beach in Costa Rica, having all kind of fun, singing there's only 1 minute if you're not living in it, it's never coming back again. Love your grandma, but Bob or Ram Dass never said, never said, never said, never said, never said be there then. It's so good to hear you. So those of you that are new over here in the Zoom part of this thing, if you raise your hands, let us know that you're in a quiet space. We'll unmute you, and that way we can hear you laughing and clapping and all that. So you raise your hands by clicking on the participants window down the bottom, finding the little blue hand. There you go, Dan and Faith. And let's get as many as we can over there unmuted so that I can flirt with as many people as possible in an interactive experience. There's my friend Sarah from California. You know she wants to be unmuted. There she is right there.
Hey, Don, I just want to let you know I got to cut out for a little while. I have a commitment in like 10 minutes, but I'll be back later.
Well, as soon as you leave, we'll stop the show, and then when you come back, just let us know, and we'll start up again. Okay?
I'm so sorry, but I wanted to support you, sweetheart.
You are the best. Coming in from California, representing California.
Woo! And
All right. All right, Sarah, while you're here, what can I play for you?
How about either Elijah or Project Girl?
Project Girl, all right. I haven't played that in 20 years. All right, so then you're gonna make me play this and then take off after, so all the repercussions will be mine alone. All right.
You wrote the song, baby.
My wife grew up in federal housing here in Massachusetts, and this is a song about her no-nonsense approach to the world. If I can remember it, I haven't played this in 10 years, but for you, Sarah, I will play it. All the days of her youth were spent in housing subsidized by the government. By the time that her neighbors were 12 years old, they knew how to steal automobiles and play that rock and roll. Shoo-up, shoo-waddy-waddy, Project Girl. Shoo-up, shoo-waddy-waddy, you-do-ah-do-ah. Shoo-up, shoo-waddy-waddy, Project Girl. Shoo-up, shoo-waddy-waddy, you-do-ah-do-ah. I was raised on the other side with the white picket fences and a brand new bike. When the sun was hot and the days were long, my dad turned on the sprinkler to save the lawn. But now I'm grown and I work all day. When I come home, I'm moan, and complain. But my Project Girl puts me in my place, calls me a middle-class spoiled brat right to my face. Waddy-waddy, Project Girl. Shoo-up, shoo-waddy-waddy, you-do-ah-do-ah. Shoo-up, shoo-waddy-waddy, Project Girl. Shoo-up, shoo-waddy-waddy, you-do-ah-do-ah. Now, by the time that she married me, she was already adept at austerity, and she can keep us going on my piddly pay. She can cook a potato 119 ways. Shoo-waddy-waddy, Project Girl. Shoo-up, shoo-waddy-waddy, you-do-ah-do-ah. Shoo-up, shoo-waddy-waddy, Project Girl. Shoo-up, shoo-waddy, I love my Project Girl. Project Girl, I love my Project Girl. If My young daughter hates what we eat. She is liable to pick it up and throw it at me. Well, the projects have never been her home, but her mother gave her project chromosome. So it don't matter where she may live, she will always be a second generation project kid. She waddy waddy project girl. She waddy waddy do ah do ah. She waddy waddy project girl. She waddy waddy do ah do ah. Now, these classy women in their fancy clothes, they're very impressive, I suppose, but I wouldn't trade my project girl for every Maserati mama in this whole wide world. She waddy waddy do ah do ah. She waddy waddy project girl. She waddy, I love my project girl. There you go, Sarah. Great.
All right.
I was a young man when I wrote that. I bet I was 22 or something then. That was good.
Did you get those pictures I sent you?
Yes, I did. From when? All right. From
From
the
90s.
1999. All right.
Yeah.
Right. Incriminating pictures from Sarah from 1999.
Awesome.
Sarah, thanks for asking for that. I'm going to start digging up more old songs during these things here. But here, I'm going to play this one here for everybody. This is a song. It's the title song of my, not this last album, but the one before. It's called More Alive. And I'll tell you how this came about. I was at my mother's funeral, and I was looking at the wall, and I was thinking these thoughts. The thought I was thinking was, I'm not sure I'm made out of whatever you need to be made out of to live through this. I mean, I hadn't given much thought to what it would be like to be at my mother's funeral, but I should have, because I was wrecked, and I just was sitting there thinking, man, this is tough. And I looked across the room and I saw her sister, and at the time her sister was 82. And she's a punk and a wise guy and a flirt, and she likes to pinch you on the butt and drink and dance and tell dirty jokes. She's just like the most dangerous 82-year-old in the world, and everybody wants to be near her because you know something unbelievable is going to happen. You just want to be there to witness it. And so I looked at her and I had this epiphany. It was like a half an epiphany, and my half an epiphany was this. What happened to me once, losing somebody that I love so much, happened to her probably 30 times. I made a list in my mind of all the people that I know that she had to let go of. Her parents, her aunts and uncles, her sister. She was at her sister's funeral. Her son died. She had a nephew died. All this stuff. So if you're shooting for 90, man, you're going to let go of a lot of people that you love. And so I just thought, if I'm lucky enough to get another couple of decades, which, by the way, nobody's promising me that I'll live to the end of this concert. But if I do get a couple more decades, I want to be good at the two things that I think that she was really good at. And one is that she knew how to mourn. Like, she would just go away when she lost somebody and just feel it and feel it and feel it and not let it sit down there undealt with, so it could affect her decision making and stuff. So she knew how to mourn. And the other thing was that she knew how to she would come back from loss the way the people that she lost would want her to. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you were the person that was gone and you were able to talk to the people you left behind, what would you say? You would say, squeeze the juice out of every minute. Don't let anything get away from you. Whatever they tell you not to do, do that. Cause them trouble. So that's my goal. I want to be that guy. If I get to be 80, man, I want people to look at me and go, watch out for him. That old man is trouble. All right, so I hope you like this. I lost my mother, I lost my father. Well, I really didn't lose them. I know exactly where they both are. It's not like they went for a walk, took a wrong turn and both got lost. It just hurts less to say I lost them than to say they're dead. Betty May is 82. She's having more fun than me and you. All she wants to do is laugh and sing. She's the biggest flirt I ever seen. Still flutters those baby blues like she did when she was 22. So much mischief in those eyes. I never seen someone more alive. More alive, more alive, waiting on the other side of all the sorrow and the trouble in your life. There are so many sad goodbyes in a long and well-lived life. If they don't break you, they can make you more alive. When my mother died, I was so smashed up inside. I was crying like a baby. I thought the pain might kill me. And Betty said, son, you won't believe how many loved ones I buried. My father, sister, my brother, son, my husband, and my mother. And every time I lose a friend, I think I'm never going to laugh again. I lay around and watch bad TV till this feeling comes over me. And then I put some music on and play my favorite song. Dance around my living room like I did when I was 22. And shake loose all that pain inside on the day when I decide not only will I survive, I am going to be more alive. More alive, more alive, waiting on the other side of all the sorrow and the trouble in your life. There are so many sad goodbyes in a long and well-lived life. If they don't break you, they can make you more alive. She said, go ahead, feel your pain. Watch bad TV for days. But when you're ready to come out and play, you come see Betty May. And we'll put some music on and play your favorite song. Dance around my living room like we both were 22. Shake loose all that pain inside on the day when you decide not only will you survive, you are going to be more alive. More alive, more alive, waiting on the other side of all the sorrow and the trouble in your life. There are so many sad goodbyes in a long and well-lived life. If they don't break you, they can make you more alive. There are so many sad goodbyes in a long and well-lived life. If they don't break you, in time they can make you more alive. I thought you said this guy was funny. What the hell was that? All right. All right, here's another song from my most new album, my newest album, and this album is called Live at the Guthrie Center. That's right, the Guthrie Center is the church in Great Barrington, Massachusetts, where Arlo brought the garbage and dumped it over the side of the hill there back in the 60s, right? Alice's Restaurant. Arlo bought the church in the in the 90s, and he's been doing fantastic things with it. He's got, he feeds the homeless, and he just does church services there. It's anything you want to do, a community center, he'll set it up for you. They have music concerts. So I was lucky enough to record this album there called Live at the Guthrie Center. And here's a song, and it's about one of my issues. Now, in Massachusetts, where I live, weed is legal. That's right. It used to be kind of legal, like you could get your doctor to lie about your glaucoma and get a card, But now you don't have to do that. You don't have to put your doctor in a lying situation. You can just walk down the street and buy it like a liquor store, and I think that's fine. I don't smoke it myself, but I think it's good that people aren't going to jail for it anymore and all of that. I'm okay with it. But I wrote this song about my concerns about the future. And here's the first one of my concerns. In this town now, Lynn, Massachusetts, you cannot go anywhere and not smell weed. Anywhere. It's coming. You can get stoned just jogging around this town. It's like it's coming out of police cars and kindergartens and churches. It's everywhere. It's unbelievable, and that's okay too. Again, I'm okay with it, right? At an intersection, you pull up your car. There's 3 other cars. There's smoke pouring out of all of them. You're like, go ahead, come on. The lights turn, and they're like, no, man, you go. It's all right. You go. I'm just gonna watch the lights for a while, right? And that's okay too. I'm okay with all that. My concern is there are people here. I'm looking at the list of people that are here and that I can see their names. And I know some of you for a long time. And when we speak together, I listen. I listen and I pay attention and I try to learn. I like conversation. Man, if everybody is if there's gonna be like a stoner zombie apocalypse in this world, right? I don't know where you're gonna go if you are a person who loves focused conversation. I don't know what, but I think we're gonna have to have an underground society. We're gonna have to be like speakeasies, We'll call them speak coherently easies. Anyway, sometimes I play this and stoners put the little angry icon up there, which I think is hilarious. like Don, we're angry at you, man. Anyway, here we go. And besides, I love you. I can see you, in the Zoom thing here. I can see you all lighting up. It's okay. I'm happy. I'm good. I'm good with it. All right. I sat around with a bunch of stoners. I listened to them talk all night long. They were sure that their conversation was deep with meaning. They were wrong. 'Cause when you smoke it, it makes you stupid. I thought you knew it, but I was wrong. We're not having a conversation. This is nothing at all. My friend Harry lit up a fatty to celebrate my brand new job. I watched his brain float out of my window. He left me talking to an empty blob. 'Cause when you smoke it, it makes you stupid. I thought you knew it, but I was wrong. We're not having a conversation. This is nothing at all. I have to get in character for this part, so I'm gonna droop my eyes a lot, and I'm gonna slow the song down to stoner speed. Wait a second, here we go. It's still a little fast, don't you think? I'm having so much fun with this tune, I don't know. All right, here we go. We're all sitting around together and we're having deep thoughts, profound thoughts. We're probably 18 years old too, maybe 17. Here we go. What if our whole life was just a dream, man? What if we're dreaming this right now. I forgot what I was just saying. Let's order pizza. Pizza. Wow. 'Cause when you smoke it, it makes you stupid. I thought you knew it, but I was wrong. We're not having a conversation. This is nothing, nothing at all. It cures glaucoma. It cures insomnia. Some people say that it is a cancer cure, but it does not cure incoherent conversation, that's for sure.
That's great. Hadn't heard that one before.
Oh man. So here we go. All right. So I want to tell you a story that I haven't told for quite a long time here. So as many of you know, I have always had a day job until probably 10 years ago. I'm like my dad. I would rather cut off cut off my arm than relinquish a stream of revenue. So I held on to my day job for longer than I could possibly, just until I couldn't stand it no more. My day job was that I installed security systems in people's houses. And I live in this factory town here with a lot of problems, Lynn, Massachusetts. And so me being an alarm guy, I have always said was a public service that I really have just been trying to keep my friends out of other people's houses. Okay, so maybe 15 years ago, or maybe less than that, 12 years ago, I was in Boston, I was swinging a hammer and running fire cable in this job in Boston, and all day long I have a sharp pain running down my left arm. Sharp pain, left arm, old people. Anybody want to talk about this? It's not good, right? When I tell young people that I have a sharp pain running down my left arm, they're like, why don't you go to the gym? But us seasoned people know that the gym is not going to solve this problem. Right? So I have sharp pain running down my left arm. Then it migrates. It stays down here, but it grows across my shoulder blades and then across my chest. So I have pain this way, across my back, and across my chest. I'm having chest pain. So I am a conscientious father, a conscientious grandfather. A lot of people counting on me in this world. I didn't waste 1 minute. I didn't waste 1 second. I went directly, and I mean directly, to the internet. I started typing in my symptoms, right? And it kept bringing me this website, www.guesswho'shavingahheartattack.omg. So I have two doctors. I have a bad doctor and I have a horrible doctor. So I call my horrible doctor and I leave a message describing my obvious heart attack symptoms. 3 hours go by, nobody calls me, nobody. So finally, my other doctor calls me, and he's not a bad doctor. He's just old, and he's been treating people in Lynn, Massachusetts for 45 years. So I would describe him as a little disappointed in humanity. Like the particular cross-section that he's had to serve hasn't given him any great hope for the future of the species, right? So he calls me and he says, Dawn, what's going on? I explain to him. He says, you need to go to the emergency room. I said, I am going to go to bed. And he made this sound. Oh, Jesus. Like that. And I have translated that sound, and this is what it translates to. I need to retire soon. All of my patients are idiots. I don't want to go to the emergency room. Like in Lynn now, we don't even have a hospital anymore. We have to go to another town for it. But at that time, we had an emergency room here. And I wanted to go there. I didn't want to go there. But I want to describe to you what it would be like to go there on a Friday night at 10 o'clock at night. But I can't describe it. It's impossible to it's undescribable. It can't be described. It's like what the world looks like just before it ends. Right? You go in there and there's just a bunch of people with different drug problems who took blunt instruments to their own hands, saying that they need OxyContin and whatever. I mean, I'm not making fun of it, but it is hilarious, the whole thing, in its absurdity. And I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there, but I go. And I walk up to the glass, and there's a kid behind the glass, and he says, Mr. White, what's going on? I said, young man, I am having chest pain. And he went, chest pain? Mr. White, you are our grand prize winner. Step right in. It takes a long time to get from the waiting room to the inside where the doctors are. All you have to say is chest pain. Just say chest pain. The duck comes down and Groucho gives you the money. Just for the record, you have to be ancient to know how funny that was. All right, now. So he's like, da-da-da-da, trumpets are blaring, confetti's flying, a band's playing, you're our grand prize winner, step right in, Mr. White. And then they take me in to where the doctors are. And they get in there, I get in there, and they give me nitroglycerin. I never had it before. I loved it. I loved it. I cannot explain to you how much I loved nitroglycerin. I was lethargic and beat up and burnt out and bent over and just like this. And they put this pill under my tongue. And in 1 second, I was like, whoa! I could feel my blood flowing. I felt blood going to parts of my body that haven't seen blood in 15 years. I'm like, I love this stuff. And then they gave me morphine. And I'm like, nitroglycerin and morphine? No wonder all these characters are hanging around down here. Now I'm in a completely altered state of consciousness. I'm like singing Grateful Dead songs and having a grand old time in there. And my kids come and my wife come and they're looking down at me. Like in a movie when a guy's on his deathbed, they'll put the camera on the pillow looking up at the 3 blurry heads of his family, right? They're kind of fuzzy around the edges. It's my wife, my son, my daughter, and they're looking down at me. Dad, we love you. Don't worry, your brother's coming, your sister's going to be here, we got the best doctors in the world. Well, Dad, maybe not the best. We're not sure they're any good at all, really. But we hope they don't kill you. Hope that makes you feel better, Dad. And I can see that they're worried about me. And I don't want them to worry. I love them. I couldn't possibly love them any more than I love them. So I know that I'm obliged to say something comforting. So I'm going to say something comforting. I want to, and I'm going to. I want to, and I'm going to. I want to, and I am going to say something comforting to them. But I have to remind you, at this point in the story, I am in a significantly altered state of consciousness. So back here in the right rear quadrant of my brain, I manufacture the comforting thing that I'm going to say to my family, and I'm hoping that when I open my mouth up, it'll make the long journey out and out, right? But I don't know what's going to happen. So I open my mouth up to say the comforting thing, and this sound comes out. I'm like, have you guys ever tried nitroglycerin? It's unbelievable. So I know at this point in the story we need a moral. This story is just begging for a moral. But I have to tell you, like if you were looking at a picture of this story, there'd be an empty space here with arrows pointing at it saying insert moral here. I got nothing. Got nothing. I have no idea what the moral of this story is. But I do want to say this to you, and I'm being sincere now. I had cancer and surgery, and I had a lot of situations in my life where I had to deal with the possibility of my mortality. All right, so right now I'm doing pretty good, but I want to say this to everybody, all the people in the little squares and all the people, which way, and if you're pointing to YouTube, which way would it be? It's that way, I think. All the people over there in YouTube, I want to say this to you, and I mean this. You know, if one single person who's watching this show tonight, even one single person, happens to have any extra nitroglycerin. Hey, you want to meet me at the Walmart parking lot in Lynn in an hour? I will give you the entire Dawn White collection of CDs. How's that? All right, that's my story. I hope you like it. Applaud for me if you're. All right, so this is what's going to happen. I am going to sing a song here, and then we'll take a 2-minute break. This is not an intermission. It's just a chance for you to remember that the Isis Music Hall and the Dawn White Enterprises are all, having a hard time figuring out how to make money. So if you're in a situation where you can donate a little something, we're going to put the Venmo and the PayPal and where you can mail a check up there just for 2 minutes after this song. But I want to say this to you all now, and I mean this. If you are struggling and you don't have any money, you are welcome here. You're welcome at any event that I do. I don't want you to feel bad about it. I have been broke a good hunk of my life, and you are always welcome with me. And I'm being straight now to you, so don't feel any pressure. But if you're in a situation where you can't have a few bucks, help out the music hall, trying to keep music alive during this time, and make sure that there's ramen noodles in the Dawn White home, then that would be good too. So sing this song. Take a 2-minute break consider it kind of passing the hat in the 2 minutes. Then I'm going to splash some water on my face, and then I will play till about 20 past. And then if you want to hang around, we have some special guests that are going to come. Our friend Mark is going to come back, and we're going to play a little song circle. It's going to be like we close the door after the concert and let the audience hang around. So you don't have to hang around. If this is enough for you, go. You know what I mean? It's not like, it's not like if we were in a theater and we all of a sudden after the show we had a song circle and you were like, man, I have to get out of here and I have to pick up my coat and get out and everyone's going to see me. All you have to do is pick this thing up and click it one time like that and you'll be gone. Nobody will know. There's no pressure on anybody. But if you want to hang around, the after party is the stuff of legend now. So last week I did a show just Tuesday, I did a show for the Ark in Ann Arbor, and Bill Kirchner was in the after. Kirchner, what's his name? The guitar player for Commander Cody and his Lost Planet Airmen. Oh my God, he's like somebody that I've watched since the old days. I was like a little kid just listening to him play guitar. I'm not saying I'm not sure what's going to happen tonight after, but it's always good to hang around to the after party because you're going to see something that will be cool. Anyway, so here we go. There is a little girl with pretty curls. She's about 5 years old, and she is waiting at the gate for her dad to come home. When he pulls around the corner in his shiny white car, she feels the magic light up in her heart. And he picks her up and he holds her. He says he missed her. He's glad that she is here. As the child lays her head on his shoulder, she whispers these words in his ear. Daddy, I know exactly what love is. Love is real simple and true. Love is this feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. Now she's 20 and there's plenty of love everywhere. She's getting married, so her family and her friends are all there. They've gathered this morning to stand at her side as she waves goodbye to this time in her life. And they each take a moment to hold her and to tell her what she means to them in a world that seems to keep getting colder. She has been blessed with a warm family and friends. She says, I know exactly what love is. Love is real, simple, and true. Love is this feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. Now they are older and no one told her it got crazy like this. They're going to night school, they're working jobs too. They are raising 3 kids. The youngest one is crying with a bruise on her knee. She needs attention and she needs sympathy. And when she picks her up and she holds her, that old magic lights up in her heart. And as the child lays her head on her shoulder, she knows exactly why they're working so hard. Little girl, I know exactly what love is. Love is real, simple, and true. Love is this feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. Now they are 60 and their history spans 40 odd years. They have buried their parents, now their grandkids are here. There's something about the way they look in each other's eyes that speaks softly about the meaning of life. And when he puts his arm out to hold her, it feels so familiar and warm. She thinks love is an expanding endeavor till your last breath, from the moment you're born. Now she is 80 and she hates being in this nursing home. Her man's been gone now for a long while and she feels so alone. She closes her eyes and she begins to pray that a little comfort might just come her way. And God lifts her up and he holds her. And she remembers this feeling she has. She is not a woman whose life is almost over. She's a little girl being held by her dad. And God, I know exactly what love is. Love is real, simple, and true. Love is this feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. And God, love is real simple. Love is real simple. Love is real simple and true. Thank you. Worst comedy show I've ever been to. All right. I'm going to take 2 minutes. And remember, any money that you donate will be shared with the venue and with me. So I'll be back in 2 minutes, and we'll wrap this thing up with 15 or 20 minutes more of performing. Then we'll get to the after party. Thanks. All right. Do, 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 do.
Looks like he had another one. Let's put Venmo on PayPal.
Hi there.
He's back.
I'm back. And a costume change too. How do you like that? That's right. We spare no expense for you here on Zoom and in YouTube. We have a little costume change. It's hot in this room where I'm at. So here's another new tune. I've had the pleasure last year of playing in Beacon, New York, which is where Pete Seeger lived, on what would have been his 100th birthday, and it was such an honor. His family and people were there. His friends and his family were all there, and and everyone did songs about Pete Seeger, the guy who cleaned up the Hudson, Pete Seeger, the children's performer, Pete Seeger who. But I always thought that Pete Seeger, the organizer, the guy who worked for unions and working people, I thought that was the Pete Seeger that was the most dangerous, the most interesting. the most powerful. That's what got him in trouble with McCarthy and all that stuff. So I played this song there, and it was a great honor for me. So here, I hope you like this. This is called One Little Drop. All the work gets done in the valley. All the money rains down on the mountain top. When the money trickles down to the people in the valley, it's only one little drop to feed the family. One little drop to pay the medical bill. One little drop to pay the mortgage to the banker who sold it to the man at the top of the hill. Oh, they work so hard to divide us with a steady stream of lies. 'Cause if we ever stop fighting with each other, we might start asking each other why. If all the work gets done in the valley, why does all the money rain down on the mountain top? When the money trickles down to the people in the valley, it's only one little drop to feed the family. One little drop to pay the medical bill. One little drop to pay the mortgage to the banker who sold it to the man at the top of the hill. Just keep buying those politicians and those TV newsmen too. Make them say every day that my problem is my neighbor, when I know that my problem is you. Just keep lying about corporate tax breaks, how the jobs are gonna trickle down. But beware of the day when the people say that they are sick of being trickled on. One little drop to feed the family. One little drop to pay the medical bill. One little drop to pay the mortgage to the banker who sold it to the man at the top of the hill. Enjoy your view of the valley from that house on top of the hill. Right now the giant is sleeping. That doesn't mean that it always will. 'Cause when the sleeping giant starts moving, it is impossible to stop. Every flood that ever washed a city away, you know it started with a little drop. One little drop will start an ocean. One little drop will start the rain. One little drop will start the flood that's coming to wash the gilded city away. If all of the work gets done in the valley, why does all the money rain down on the mountain top? When the money trickles down to the people in the valley, it's only one little drop.
Woo! Beautiful, Don.
Thank you. All right, so here, a couple more songs and then we'll wrap this up. I want to thank Louise for all that she does for the community and musicians and everybody. So this way, if you're silent, and this way, if you're unmarked here, if you're unmuted, come on now.
Hey,
Louise, you are the best.
let's keep it going.
Thanks for doing this. I perform every Thursday, whether they want me or not.
We always want you, my friend.
Always
So this method of unmuting people is called the Don White rhythm method. It's like the original rhythm method. It doesn't always work, but it's fun to practice. All right, so here, let's see. I know a wife and a husband. They had a shiny little kid. When that kid turned 16, he won't believe what he did. He smoked a lot of marijuana. He snorted cocaine too. He told his parents he was gonna drop out of school. The father pounded on the table. The mother hollered and she screamed. They ran him down to the doctor. Doctor, what does this mean? He put them all on Prozac. Right then and right there. He said you'll still have your problems, but now you just won't care. He prescribed a little therapy, some supplementary drugs, but he didn't write a script out for a little more love, just a little more love. What the heck could it hurt? It might not fix nothing, at least it won't make things worse. When you're looking at your lifetime from the end, when you are done, you know it might look a little better to see a little more love. I know a wife and a husband, and they had a shiny little kid. When that kid turned 16, you won't believe what she did. She said, "Mom, I'm sleeping over Susan's." That was just a big lie, 'cause what she really was doing was staying out all night. And when her parents found out, they cried boo-hoo-hoo. And then they called the radio talk show. They asked him, what should we do? He said, send her off to boot camp. That was his advice. It was good for his ratings, but it wasn't very nice. Just a little more love. What the heck could it hurt? It might not fix nothing, at least it won't make things worse. But when you're looking at your lifetime from the end, when you are done, you know it might look a little better. See a little more love. I can see that you're a tough guy. You won't be pushed around. You're not gonna take it. You're good at putting your foot down. You might get killed by lightning. You might get hit by a truck. But if you are not that lucky, you might just wind up spending years in a rest home without a whole lot to do. But look back on what you did with the time God gave you. Just a little more love. What the heck could it hurt? Just a little more love. What the heck could it hurt? It might not fix nothing, at least it won't make things worse. And when you're looking at your lifetime from the end, when you are done, you know it might look a little better. Big, rough, tough, gotta see a little more love. It might look a little better. See a little more love. Did you hear the gunfire going off during that song? Could you hear that?
No, we didn't hear it.
You didn't hear it? Man, it was like fireworks out there. You know, it's the 4th of July. I live in an urban city. There's people with no teeth out here that spent $4,000 on fireworks.
Just celebrating Dawn White. That's
I'm just saying, I don't really get it, you know. I don't really get it. But anyway, it was pretty loud here. I'm glad you didn't hear it. All right, so here. Let's see. Let me tell you a brief story to do a little tune, and that'll be it for this thing here. So, these are difficult times. Like I know this. I know it's hard times. My sister works at a hospital. I have friends with COVID. Do you know what I mean? Like it's difficult, and not to mention politics and the way the world is. Like I feel it. But I'm trying to walk two different lanes in this world. I'm trying to not minimize, not pretend that's not happening. You know, I'm trying to feel it and be aware of it and all that, but I'm also trying to maintain my mischief and my joy and my playfulness, because I feel like that's what I'm defending, right? The more pressure that's on me by how stupid the world gets, the more I feel like I need to defend that. You know, I remember years ago somebody told me, if somebody breaks into your house and they steal your TV, there's nothing you could do about that. They just took that. But while they're leaving with your TV, if you say to them, oh, here's my ability to feel safe in the world, why don't you take that too? They didn't take that. You gave it to them. You know, so I'm I'm not. They're doing what they're doing. The COVID is doing what it's doing. The world is doing what it's doing. There's nothing I can do about that. But I'm not handing over my ability to be happy and joyful. And I have to tell you, it's exhausting. It's exhausting to maintain playfulness in this world. But I'm doing it because, you know, who you are when things are hard is who you are. So this is a story. It's called My Messed Up Friend and His Backhoe. I can tell it really quickly, and we'll do a song to attach to it. So I have some friends who are messed up. You know, before this happened, if you had a friend who had troubles, they're messed up now, so give them a call. You know what I mean? You might be the only person they talk to in the whole week, right? But do that. You know, so your messed up friend, all of a sudden you look out your window, and here comes your messed up friend. He's driving a backhoe in your yard, and you think, this is a new one. And he digs an 8-foot hole in your yard, and before then he climbs off his backhoe and he rings your doorbell. And before you get to the door, he has climbed off of your porch and down inside the hole that he has dug. And you walk over and you look at your messed up friend in this hole of his own digging, and you say, what's going on? And he says, look at this terrible hole that I'm in. And you say, I just saw you dig that hole. And he says, no, I didn't dig this hole. I didn't cause my own problems. It's not my fault that the world's messed up. The government did it. It was my family, the job, the pressure, you know, some other thing messed up this world, and now I'm in a terrible hole, and the world looks awful from where I am. And what they always want, is for you to climb in there with them. Now, we've been listening to me since 7:15. That's longer than anybody on earth should have to listen to me, I think. But you've been very patient and understanding. So during this time, what you have learned, I assume, is that I am not a genius, right? That is something that's universal in every one of these squares right here. You all must understand that, right? I'm not a genius, but if I climb in that hole with my messed up friend and you walk by, you are not going to see two geniuses in a hole. No, that's not what you're going to see. I don't know how you describe it, but it wouldn't be that way. So I never do that. What I do is I paint a portrait of my friend. Now, I'm speaking figuratively. Nobody would want a real portrait that I painted of them. I just have to say that. But figuratively speaking, I paint a portrait of my messed up friend down in that hole of his own doing, of his own digging. And I hold it up like this. And it's not a portrait of how they see themselves. It's a portrait of how I see them. Because I can see them when their dreams came true, when their potential has been fulfilled, when they have their wings. I can see that no matter how messed up they see themselves. That's how I see them. I draw a portrait that way, you know, and I hold it up and I say, this is what you get when you come here. And this is all that you get. This is all I can do for you. I am not climbing in that hole with you. I'm not agreeing with the way you see the world. I'm just showing you how I see you, because I can see you when your dreams have come true. And what happens, what always happens, is that it infuriates them. It infuriates them, and they get in their backhoe and they drive away. Maybe they go over your house, dig a big hole in your yard, try to get you to climb down in there with them. But sometimes, maybe 20% of the time, 10% of the time, they'll get some help. A year will go by, and they'll find somebody to talk to. They'll go to counseling. They'll get their medication changed. They'll go to AA, something. They'll get some help, and a year will go by, and your doorbell will ring, and you'll open your door, and there, standing on your porch, is this person that you love so much, and they'll be standing there just exactly the way that you drew them. And it's a beautiful moment in your life when you can look at somebody and say, look at you, look how beautiful you are. Aren't you glad I didn't agree with the terrible way that you saw yourself and you saw the world? Look at how beautiful you are, look at you. This is a time for kindness in the world. I don't want to preach at you, but a little kindness goes a long way in this world right now. And I can feel you all. I know that you're doing little kindnesses out there in the world. So on behalf of humanity, for whom I am the official spokesperson, I want to thank you for the kindnesses that you're doing. They mean a lot. You know, you point your flashlight at the sun, nobody can tell your flashlight's on, but you point it in a little light in a dark room, and it's all the light in the world. So thanks for all you're doing out there. I'm going to end this thing with a song called Angel in Pieces. It's about believing in people when they're not well enough to believe in themselves. We will take another 1 or 2 minute break. So that you can donate to the ISIS Music Hall and the Dawn White Ramen Noodle Fund. And And then we're going to have some special guests in a little song circle for those who want to stay. There is no obligation to stay. But if you want to, you just never quite know what will happen. All right, so here we go. Thank you everyone for I would say coming out for thank you for turning on your computers tonight. She walked into the room like she was walking off a cliff. In my mind I said, what kind of shattered angel is this? Her walk said, I've surrendered. In her face, I've had enough. Her eyes were holes, they were dark and cold. They said, I've given up. I saw an angel in pieces, as if the pieces all fell from the sky. I said in my heart, I believe this sad angel someday will fly. Fly. You know, life rains down so hard upon some people that we know. It tears their faith and their hope away, and they walk around like ghosts, and we see them as they are breaking, and as their spirit dies, but deep inside we still believe they will come alive and fly. I saw an angel in pieces, as if the pieces all fell from the sky. I said in my heart, I believe this sad angel someday will fly. Fly. Now she walks across the room like she could walk across the sky. And those old dark eyes, they are so alive. They set the room on fire. This is no shattered angel. I say to myself, I feel Zuzu's petals. I hear one small bell. I saw an angel in pieces, as if the pieces all fell from the sky. I said in my heart, I believe this sad angel someday will fly. Thanks for another lovely Thursday night. All right. Thank you, triple thank you to everybody. So again, if you got a long drive home, or if you just had enough screen time today, this concert is officially over. Those of you that want to hang around, we're going to bar the doors at the ISIS Music Hall and lock everybody inside, open the bar up, right, Louise?
Yeah.
Open the bar up.
Thank you,
So
Louise.
open bar afterwards, and we'll just see who's hanging around. Certainly our opening act, Mark, is going to come back, and we'll trade a few songs, and I think there's a couple of special folks going to be here too. But we're going to take a minute for me to splash some water on my face, and for you to remember that if you could afford to spend a little money, that would be great. And I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Lack of listening orders. Okay.
looks at this, we didn't lose too many, and we still got a good bunch of people hanging out over there on YouTube. So this is the fun part of it's all fun for me, but it's a lot of work to do this. I took on myself learning how to work online. It's been 10 hours a day since April, just learning how to do it and do it well so that I could make a living, because I had a feeling that it wasn't going to end soon. So these after parties are just a way for me to bring my friends in and have fun, and so that it's not just all work for me. And so it's a real honor for me now. I'm going to introduce somebody that I'm not going to talk too much, but I have to say a few things. I've really admired this person since I was a very young man, first playing the guitar. And I've got to meet him and perform with him several times. One time we did, I think, 5 or 6 shows in a bakery in Maine. I forget that guy's name, Arnold, where you stayed overnight. It was just this amazing gig, and I got to hang out with him. But I've worked with him several times, and it's, I've been around a while now, and some people that I looked up to, when I meet them, I wish I never met them, because my vision of them was better than they turned out to be in real life. But this is not that way. This is a person that is just a great person. He helps everybody in this world, and just a tremendous body of work, and I'm so glad that he come to hang around with us tonight. So please welcome, make a lot of noise if you can, for Tom Rush.
Yay, Tom! Awesome.
Thank you so much. Well, Don, it's been a treat. I so admire your gift for songwriting and storytelling. You're a genius, and it's an honor to be part of your show. So I was going to do a couple of songs. I'm not quite sure. It's been quite a while since I've actually played for anybody. I got the virus, and I got over it. It was no fun at all. It took a while. But I've been out of action. Then I had to go straight from that into moving. So here I am. This is the first song I've done in public for forever. It's a new song, written in the past year. It hasn't been recorded yet. Called "Won't Be Back at All." The only way from here is up. I've run clean out of down. I gotta pick me up, back me up, head on out of town. I might go way out west, maybe way down east next fall. And all I know is wherever I go, I won't be back at all. Wherever I go. Love doesn't need a reason. It knows just what it knows. Reasons fitted badly, like someone else's clothes. The sun comes up, the sun goes down. We don't ask it why. I got a gold ring in my pocket. Sad songs make me cry. I got a gold ring. There's an eagle on a dollar. There's an eagle in the sky. And there's an eagle in that woman's heart who's gonna teach me how to fly. The rains can tear this mountain down. All it takes is time. And then the rain someday might wash away these blues of mine. Wash away. The only way from here is up. I've run clean out of down. You gotta pick me up, pack me up, head on out of town. I might go way down south, maybe way down east next fall. And all I know is wherever I go, I won't be back at all. Wherever I go, wherever I go, I won't be back at all.
Beautiful. That's wonderful.
Did you say that was a new song, Tom?
Yes, it is.
It's beautiful.
That was so beautiful. Yes.
Tom, can you just check up in the top of your screen and make sure it says turn off original sound up there?
Oh, top of the screen.
Just to the, so it'd be your top left, I guess.
Turn on original sound.
So will you click that so it says turn off? Just put your cursor on it and click it.
Yeah, got it.
So it says turn off now?
Yeah, it says off. Turn
Okay,
on.
that's great. I mean, it sounded good, but this will make it a little bit better. Tom, I have to tell you, the music just is so warm. It just makes me, it just brings comfort to me, and I think I speak for a lot of people that way. I mean, it's
Well, thank you.
I'm so glad to know you. I want to ask you something, if it's not too much. Can you tell us who you were inspired by before you got to Cambridge and got that? Like, who were you looking up to in the days before you had your first album and all that?
Oh, let me see. When I was a little kid, my parents had a bunch of Pete Seeger recordings along with a bunch of classical stuff, including Paul Robeson.
Oh yeah.
And I dug Paul Robeson so bad. I wanted to sing just like him, but my voice hadn't changed yet. And the baritone, squeaky baritone, really doesn't impress people all that much. So I gave up on that. And then I got, it was the late 50s, and I got an electric guitar, and I wanted to be Gene Vincent or Buddy Holly or Fats Domino or Elvis or any one of those guys. And that didn't work out that well either. And then on a cross-country trip with my family, I know I was 16 because they let me drive for the first 2,000 miles. And I finally realized I was being had. We stopped in Jackson Hole at the ranch of a woman named Betty Woolsey, who was a friend of a friend, and she had a working ranch, but she took in some guests to help make ends meet. And she had some Josh White recordings, and I was just blown away by Josh White. I'd never heard a guitar played like that. I'd never heard songs like that. And so I decided I wanted to be Josh White instead. And it didn't work out all that well, but I did actually, when I got to Cambridge, everybody there was into very, very rough ethnic music, and I was told, no, Josh is commercial. You don't want that. You want ethnic. But I had a little radio show on Harvard's radio station with live guests for the most part. Some of them weren't all that live, but I had to go out and listen to shows and recruit people to come on the show. And I went to see Josh White in a cabaret. He was a cabaret artist, and he was such a good showman, and I really, really soaked that up. So that was a major influence. Since once I got to Cambridge, Eric von Schmidt was kind of the, to my mind at least, the guiding light of the whole Cambridge folk scene. And there was so much good music there, and the Club 47 brought in the legends. They would go out and find the old folks whose 78s we were collecting.
You know, when Well, you can hear all of that in you if you know. I mean, I've had a chance to open for you several times and watch your shows, and I think now that you've said all that, I can see a little bit of all that, kind of interspersed all the way through. So
I remember, being told, you have such a unique style. And it blew me away because I knew where every note was stolen from.
Tom, if you'd play another song for us, it would mean a lot to me and to the people at ISIS. We have some information that we're going to put in the chat about how to get a hold of you. I guess it's your website and stuff, and we're assuming that eventually you're going to do your own online shows. That's a rumor I heard?
I'm working on it. But I've been, as I said earlier, I was busy with the COVID virus, and then I was busy with moving. But yeah, TomRush.com is where to go. Oh, Louise said I should plug my T-shirt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This is a shirt that my boy Benjamin designed. And it was a shirt commemorating my first annual farewell tour, which is now totally irrelevant because all those gigs have been canceled, except ISIS. ISIS actually happened. The rest so it's now totally irrelevant but highly collectible. And
where can we get them, Tom? Where can we get them?
On the website.
TomRush.com. Go to TomRush.com.
Right.
They're right there.
Go for it.
So this is a song that I think is kind of relevant to today's climate. It's making the best of a bad situation. I know a man, he's a hard-working man. He gets up early and he goes downtown. About 15 minutes after he's been gone, there's a big milk truck pulls up on the lawn. That milkman dashes up to the door where that man's wife is waiting in a kimono, puts a big old kiss on his cheek, and they go inside. Well, that truck never moves for an hour or two. Now, it's none of my business. But one day, I took him aside and I told him what was going on while he was gone. And he said, well, yeah, that may be so, but don't you know, we're never out of milk or cottage cheese or yogurt. He's making the best of a bad situation. Don't want to make waves, can't you see? Making the best of a bad situation. Reckon I'd do the same if it was me. And I know a lady, she's a real fine lady, wouldn't harm a fly, just trying to get by and keep her house in order. But you know her husband worked so hard that he come unglued, he come unwrapped, he just snapped. Thinks he's a chicken, roosts in a bush by the side of the house. It's none of my business. But one day, I took her aside and I asked her if she hadn't ever thought about trying to find him a doctor who could make him well. She said, well, yes, now and then, but then again, he don't eat much, just chicken feed, and all that pecking in the yard don't hurt nothing, and heaven knows we can use the eggs. She's making the best of a bad situation. Don't want to make waves, can't you see? Making the best of a bad situation. Reckon I'd do the same if it was me. Well, I know a man, he's an educated man. He's an alligator wrestler. He just jumps on in there and grabs them long green fellers by whatever you grab them long green fellers by. Now, one day, he was wrestling this one alligator, and this other alligator scampered up behind him and bit both the ears right off his head. Didn't bat an eye, he just crawled off in the shade and went to sleep. The alligator, not the man. It's none of my business. But one day, I took him aside and I told him I thought it was a terrible shame about that little accident that he had getting his ears bit off, you know, because from now on, his hat's going to fall down over his eyes and he won't ever be able to be a gypsy because he's got no place to hang a gold earring. And I told him that. He looked me right in the eye and he said, wait for it. Huh? He's making the best of a bad situation. Don't want to make waves, can't you see? Making the best of a bad situation. Reckon I'd do the same if it was me. We're all making the best of a bad situation. We're all in this together, you and me.
Oh, beautiful job.
Thank you.
Thank you, Betsy.
Incredible.
Tom, thank you so much for stopping in and helping us out, and for supporting the ISIS Music Hall. And
ISIS is a great place.
And congratulations on beating the virus. I was really concerned about you when I heard that you had it, so I'm really happy that that you're on the other side of that now. So let's hear it again for Tom Rush, everybody.
Hey,
Thank you.
be well, stay well.
Tom, you're welcome to hang around. We're gonna play a little songs in the round. I want to introduce another really special guest. This is a really good night tonight. I want to introduce my friend from Detroit, Michigan, Mr. Robert Jones, Reverend Jones. Yeah, he is right there.
Hey, Reverend.
Robert.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good to see you, brother.
It's good to see you too, brother. Man, I can definitely certify that you are crazy. And you're a genius. It's hard to be both of them, but you're both. So that's really cool. So,
if you so you want to talk about what you're up to, Robert? I know that you're teaching classes and you got some online presence. Why don't you let us know what you're doing these days?
yeah, it's like I'm kind of like you, man. When the world tosses you these lemons, you got to make some lemonade. So we're all figuring out Zoom and the various different platforms and ways to communicate with each other. So I've got a Zoom guitar camp coming up that I'm very glad that I'm participating in. The Ashokan Guitar Camp, which will be July 29th through August 2nd, online on Zoom, and some other cool stuff happening, man. So. I just finished a series on YouTube called Blues Chronicles. It was like 30 chapters of blues history, one a day for the entire month of June. That was a lot of fun. So yeah, we're trying to keep busy, man.
All right. Well, will you play a song for us in our after party song circle?
I sure will, man. First of all, thank you for inviting me to be a part of this wonderful after party. And thank you for making me follow Tom Rush. Well, we are blessed when we play these instruments. We work at them and we sweat over them, and it's really cool when you acquire an instrument that helps you become better. So this is a song that's a little bit about the instrument and a little bit about my hometown, which is of course Detroit, Michigan, and I call it This Old House. This old house was built on Trumbull Street back in 1910 when the whole world worked for Henry Ford. He was the poor man's friend. In Detroit, money built it, but it outlived the fame of a city that put the world on wheels and gave Motown its name. But when you come from Detroit, you have to know, my friend, that you cannot surrender and you cannot give in. And even when you're broken and you're almost at the end, know that if you save the pieces, you will rise again. Milton Smith lived in this old house for almost 60 years, and it had its share of singing, and it had its share of tears. Jimmy Cooley's and Hernandez's. Time would take its toll. 2012 they took her down, 102 years old. But when you come from Detroit, you have to know, my friend, that you cannot surrender, oh, and you cannot give in. And even when you're broken and you're almost at the end, know that if you say the pieces, you will live again. I'm just a Detroit storyteller, but I travel near and far. And the Detroit storyteller wants to play Detroit guitar. So I met a builder named Nicky, a man of awesome skills. Arch tops, flat tops, ukuleles, ain't nothing he can't build. So I got something I'd like to show you, and I think it's kinda sweet. See, I built this from this old house that used to stand on Trumbull Street. I used maple from the floorboard and walnut from the shelf. And this top is from a ceiling joist that I cut and cleaned myself. Now I play a Detroit guitar made of 100-year-old wood. But I got to tell you, she sings mighty good. 'Cause when you come from Detroit, you have to know, my friend, cannot surrender, Lord, and you dare not give in. And even when you're broken and you're almost at the end, know that if you say the pieces, you will sing again. Know that if you say the pieces, you will sing again.
Oh, thank you, Robert. That was great.
Thank you so much. So yeah, this guitar is kind of weird. You know, it's got these stripes in it, and these wide parts are floorboards from a house that used to stand in Detroit, and the black parts are from maple. I'm sorry, from walnut shelves, and the top is from a ceiling joist that this old house that was built in 1910
Wow.
was constructed of. So I feel really blessed to be able to play it.
Awesome.
And
That's
play it
amazing.
well, you did. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's like magic, man. You that thing that was magic, Robert.
So
So
thank you, Don.
Robert, I'm so glad to see you. I hope you'll hang around. We'll go around one time and get you to play another song in a couple of minutes. Does that work for you?
Works for me.
All right. So one of the things I like doing here with these after parties is, it's nice to have people like Robert and Tom who are, really established and good. But I never forgot a single person that gave me an opening slot or let me hang around with people that were up the ladder from me. And so I've kind of pressed everybody who's I've collaborated with to find somebody local and let them come in and let them be with us in the circle after and have that experience and feeling. It's important. It's important. We're not just in this for whatever, for prestige. A lot of these communities, ISIS and all of these venues, they're into developing talent. So our friend Mark, who started the show off tonight, I want to invite him to come in. He's an Asheville native and a local guy, and so let's give him a nice round of applause and see if we can get him to take another song for us.
All right, Mark. Thank you. Appreciate that. Enjoying it all. Great job there, Robert and Tom.
Yeah.
Certainly nice to be on the show here with you. It's so funny. I just watched the documentary last month. I'm gonna go watch it again. But I do appreciate having me here on the live stream. I'm gonna do you a song that is on my latest project. That is a song about the similarities between coal miners and cotton pickers. It's called Cotton or Coal. It doesn't matter if it's cotton or coal. Life's just as hard in a field of ray hole. There ain't a lot of difference between the two.
They'll both break your back and make you moan the blues. Well, you work all day being blinded by the sun, or you're hid away where you never get none. It's hot and dry and you're faint and weak, or it's cold and damp and the chill runs deep. Well, old and gray long before your time, but the way you work ain't no wonder why. The years take their toll on you till you're just plain worn out through and through. And it doesn't matter if it's cotton or cold. Life's just as hard in a field gray hole. There ain't a lot of difference between the two. They'll both break your back and make you moan the blues. Well, you'd quit tomorrow, but you can't today, 'cause you got kids to feed, you got bills to pay, so you slave away till your fingers bleed, or you broke down crawling on your hands and knees. You lose the dream of a better life and you give up on getting out alive. But here you are, and there you're gonna stay, working like a dog till your dying day. It doesn't matter if it's cotton or cold. Life's just as hard in a field gray hole. There ain't a lot of difference between the two. They'll both break your back and make you moan the blues. They'll both break your back and make you moan the blues.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, Mark.
Mark, that was a great tune. Lovely.
so much.
Really nice, man. You got a nice style. I'm really glad that you're with us tonight. So Mark's information for the shows that he has coming up and how you can get a hold of him are in the chat. And he'll be coming around. We'll do this one more time around. I see that Bob Beach is here, and he's a friend of Tom's and somebody that I know runs a venue in Pennsylvania. Bob, do you want to do something? Play the harmonica a little bit, or?
I'd love to.
All right. So how's your setup? Do you have you ever played on YouTube before? I mean, on Zoom before?
We should be okay. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. Go ahead, play a little something for us.
All right, here. This is the song for some unforgotten heroes of the virus time. Well, stick out your hands. Here come the garbage man. Well, stick out your hands. Here come the garbage man. Here come the garbage man. Stick out your hands. Early in the morning, I hear them moving about. I know that it's the garbage man. I can hear them kicking them out. Well, stick out your hands. Here come the garbage man. Well, stick out your hands. Here come the garbage man. Here come the garbage man. Stick out your hands. Wear a mask and some gloves. Stay home on Independence Day. Well, kick out your can. Become the garbage man. Well, stick out your can. Become the garbage man. Become the garbage man. Stick out your can. I said, stick out your can. I said, stick out your can. Here come the garbage man.
Bravo.
Hey, Bob.
Thank you, Bob.
Bob, that
Thank
was
you.
awesome.
Nice job. Nice job,
Thank you.
Bob.
Thank you.
That was great, man. See, you never know what's gonna happen. You just never know. So Robert Jones, if you want to do another tune, we'll do it. And if Tom Rush is still here, we'll make him follow you after this. How's that sound?
Yeah,
Is Robert still here?
yeah, he is. Here we go.
There we
He's
go.
unmuting right now.
I'm here. I gotta unmute myself with all of this new technology and stuff. So, you know, I was inspired by that song that you did, Don, about the angel. And I'm thinking about the fact that, you know, I'm scheduled to come and play this same series on August 23rd. And North Carolina is a very cool, informative state as far as my music is concerned. I grew up on the music of Sonny Terry and Brownie McGee. And I love Reverend Gary Davis. You talk about Josh White, he's from South Carolina. So I think about Reverend Davis, who used to do this song called I Heard the Angels Singing. And so, Don, you were talking about that song about an angel. Angels come in all shapes and sizes, and the thing is, you never quite know when you met one. So, anyway, this is for the Rev. One day when I was walking along, Lord, I heard the angels singing. Looked around and I saw no one. I heard the angels singing. What do you reckon that they said to me, Lord? I heard the angels singing. Sins are forgiven and your soul set free. I heard the angels singing, say one morning soon, one morning soon, Lord, one morning soon. I heard the angels singing. Well, just when I thought my soul was lost, I heard the angels singing. Dungeon shook and my chain fell off. I heard the angels singing. People come running for miles around. I heard the angels singing just to see what the shouting was all about. Lord, I heard the angels singing. Say one morning soon, one morning soon, Lord, one morning soon. You know I heard the angels singing. I went down to the valley to pray, Lord. I heard the angels singing. Met old Satan down along the way. I heard the angels singing. What do you reckon that bald-headed rascal had to say? I heard the angels singing. Oh, you too young to die, you too old to pray, yeah. I heard the angels singing. I made old Satan out a lie. Well, I heard the angels singing. My soul got happy and I began to cry. I heard the angels singing. Well, just when I thought that my soul was lost, I heard the angels singing. My dungeon shook and my chain fell off. I heard I heard them sing like the shuffle of the angels' feet. I heard them. I say I heard the angels. I heard the angels. I heard the angels say,
Thank you, Robert.
thank you.
Robert.
Hey,
Oh,
Robert.
Man, Robert Jones, I am so happy to live on the same planet at the same time as you, man.
Same here, man. Love you.
Oh, thank you so much. Let's hear it again for Robert Jones. Come on.
oh, great.
Mr. Tom Rush, do you want to play another song for us, or you know, if you, we'd love to have you, but no pressure there, buddy.
Try to stop me.
We love that. We love that.
Oh, you know what? I got to do a little, got to switch my wires around. Because I'm going to switch guitars. This is a tune that everybody does as an upbeat conga dance kind of a song, but I hear a really kind of a sad tune in it. It's let's drift away. Do you have the guitar?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, good. Now, day after day, I'm more confused. Yet I look for the light through the pouring rain. You know that's a game that I hate to lose. I'm feeling the strain. Ain't it a shame? Give me the beat, boys, free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Hey, give me the beat, boys, free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Beginning to think that I'm wasting time, and I don't understand the things I do. The world outside looks so unkind. I'm counting on you to carry me through. Give me the beat, boys, free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Hey, give me the beat, boys, free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. And when my mind is free, you know a melody can move me. And when I'm feeling blue, the guitar's coming through to soothe me. Come on, soothe me. I want to thank you for the joy that you give to me. I want you to know I believe in your song. The rhythm and the rhyme and the harmony. You carry me along. You're making me strong. Give me the beat, boys, free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Hey, hey, give me the beat, boys, free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on and take me down, take me down. free my soul. Hey, give me the beat, boys, free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Oh, drift away.
Thank you.
Oh,
Great song.
Bless you, my friend.
That was awesome. Hey, Tom, thanks for not dying from coronavirus.
yeah.
Welcome.
Good job.
Listen, everyone knows how to reach out to Tom on his webpage. Keep an eye out for him. We're going to get him online and making money and coming back into the world disguised as a treasure. And we're glad that he's joined us today, but that he's okay and ready to come bring some music back into the world. So thank you so much, Tom, for joining us tonight. I really mean it. It meant a lot
Thank you
to
for
me.
having me. It's been a lot of fun.
Great.
All right, so let's see. We're gonna do 2 more tunes, and then we're gonna end this thing. So we're gonna bring back our friend Mark to play us another tune from North Carolina. Then I'll wrap it up with one more. I want you to take a look over in the chat. Let's see. Somewhere toward the top of it is the information for how to donate. And if you want to help out ISIS or the Dawn White Ramen Noodle Fund. There's a Venmo and PayPal and a place where you can mail a letter. If you're ancient like me, you put a stamp on. Get your Rolodex out and put your stamp and get your pen and put it in an envelope and write a check. That still works. And so I won't bug you about that no more, but I want to remind you that before we wrap it up. That's over in the chat toward the top of the chat. And so, Mark, I want to tell you it's been nice to hear you and nice to hear your style, and I hope we get to see you again. Can you play another tune for us here just to sort of head us toward the end of this thing?
Sure thing. Glad to do it. Here's a little song called The Raging River. Oh, yes, I'm making my way down that raging river, down that raging river that keeps rolling on me. Well, I'm gonna ride that old raging river, let that river carry me straight to the sea. Well, now sometimes life is like a raging river. When you come upon trouble, there's nowhere to turn. You just hold it steady down the straights and the narrows. Trouble comes, you'll keep your bow ahead of your stern. Oh, yes, I'm making my way down that raging river, down that raging river that keeps rolling on me. Well, I'm gonna ride that old raging river, let that river carry me straight to the sea. When those storm clouds rain down on that raging river, don't get caught in the current and get swept away. You just hold on tight and keep your head above water. Tomorrow's gonna take you to a brighter day. Yes, I'm making my way down that raging river, down that raging river that keeps rolling on me. Well, I'm gonna ride that old raging river, let that river carry me straight to the sea. Yes, I'm making my way down that raging river, down that raging river that keeps rolling on me. Well, I'm gonna ride that old raging river, let that river carry me straight to the sea.
Oh, that was beautiful. Keep that right, Mark.
Woo!
Thank you much.
Nice.
Good stuff.
Mark, briefly, where are you going to be? Just yell it out there. You're going to be doing what, when, and where?
Well, I'm going to be doing a live stream from the ISIS next Wednesday, the 8th at 7 o'clock. And then the following week, we're doing actually a live show outside, a part of their lawn concert series on the 16th. And, you know, there's a few things scattered here and there, but like most folks, I'm here at the house. I'm trying to knock out the list of all the things that need to be done and keep focused on, you know, writing some songs and doing some recording and just keeping myself sharp and ready for when things break.
You brought a real nice energy to our show tonight, and I'm grateful to you. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Don. Thank you so much.
Robert Jones, what is the date of your? Is he still here? If not,
Yep, I'm still here.
What is the date of your show at ISIS?
The 23rd of August.
Everybody write that down. Live stream benefiting ISIS on the 23rd. Thank you so much, Mr. Tom Rush. Thank you for gracing us here, and good health to you in the future. I'm just gonna appreciate you. I'm just gonna end this up with a tune I want to throw out for my dad. Let's see, Father's Day, not that long ago. So here's one that I sang at his funeral, actually. And thank you, everyone, for keeping live music alive. We need to. It's adapt or die in this world, and anybody needs help, we'll help you. And to talk, I do a forum every Monday at 2 o'clock, and where we talk about tech issues and we share ideas. So if you want to know about that, just reach out to me. I'm easy to find. That's every Monday at 2 o'clock, where we just get together with venue owners and musicians, and we talk about what's the new thing and how to keep alive and who's making money and how they're doing it and what creative ideas are there. You have to really be on top of this because it changes fast, and it's infuriating, the whole process, frankly. But we are doing that, and we have my friend Brian Dozer, who I see is here. He'll come and do tech talks for us, and you know, whatever the new tech is and all that. So thank you. This is called Sense of Humor, and I'm grateful to be alive with you all and to be able to still play music and feel connected, even though I'm really just talking to a screen here.
Listening.
If I can remember how to play it. I think that's it. All his children knew that he was dying when he asked them all to gather at his side. He spoke to them about the joyousness of living from the perspective of someone about to die. My love for you is what I leave behind me. I see my love in everything you are. When I am gone and you want to find me, believe me, you won't need to look too far. I will be your sense of humor. I'll be your integrity. Each time you find the strength to persevere, right inside that strength is where I'll be. Take some time and contemplate the night sky, so vast beyond all you can comprehend. The magnitude of what is out around you can make your life seem small and insignificant. Picture your heart, if grown to its potential, as being wider than all you can ever dream, and deeper than the unfathomable heavens. That's the way that my heart feels today to me. I will be your sense of humor. I'll be your integrity. Each time you find the strength to persevere, right inside that strength is where I'll be. When you touch a person's heart with kindness, that heart opens up a room where you will stay. As your heart grows, I know that you will find this is the way that you can live beyond your days. There's really nothing more that I can say now. If you don't mind, I would like to be alone. I want to spend a short time now in prayer, to thank God for all the love that I have known, and for all these hearts where my love has found a home. And I will be your sense of humor. I'll be your integrity. Each time you find the strength to persevere, right inside that strength is where I'll be. That's where you can always go to be with me.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Tom. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Bob.
Thanks, everybody, for your
Thanks,
support.
Don.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Louise,
Thanks,
for
Don,
having us.
Tom, Robert, Bob, Brandon, everybody. It's wonderful.
Nice to see you all.
All right, so you all have to close off one at a time, because if I do it, it's so abrupt. Tom Rush, I'll be reaching out to you, buddy. Take care.
Well,
Thanks, Tom.
everybody.
All right,
Be well.
see you Monday.
Everybody.
Bye,
All right,
everybody.
Brandon, good job.
Bye.
Good to see you. Bye.
All right, take
Don, we'll
care.
see you Monday.
All
Thank
right,
you.
take
Love
care.
you.
Good night, Don. Good night.
Bye now. Take care, Dan and Faith. Nice to see you.